Good afternoon, everybody. DJ Styles here at Custom Corpses. Okay, we're going to start working on this project. Now, as you can see, I put a dividing wall up on there, and all I used was aluminum shims that I picked up at Home Depot. Cut them into small pieces. Now, you see this silicone key, register key, right? All I did was take a scalpel and cut a seam inside that register key. All right, to explain it to you, I cut the seam in there probably about that deep, if that, maybe a 1/4 inch. I cut it in there, and then I started putting the shims inside the seam, and that's what's holding that up. All right, then what I did was I started taping the back side. All right, I taped it with some, what's the name of this stuff here? Just packing tape. Doesn't stick to it. This stuff I'm going to use, the hard shell. And we're using Plasti-Paste. Let me see if I can do this without knocking everything over. We're using Plasti-Paste 2. Plasti-Paste 2, and it's a 2-part. 1 part A, 2 part B. All right, so this is 2 parts to 1 part A of the liquid. All right, and this stuff turns into a very hard plastic. And we're going to paint this side that doesn't have the tape on it. I made sure that the flashing was all going downhill. Oh, except for one. Okay, well, we can live with that. But oh no, that's going downhill. Yeah, it is. Okay, it felt like it was going up, but it's not. But you want everything going downhill. In other words, because you don't want, like if this seam was over top of this, you'd have stuff going down inside of it. So, I'm sorry, the seams, you don't want the seams like open on the side that you're going to Plasti-Paste first. All right, you want that seam going downhill. All right, and I did that on the whole thing. I made sure everything was going in the right direction. And actually, this side I forgot because I didn't put the seam going the other way, but that's not going to be a big deal because I over-taped it on the other side to make sure nothing leaks down inside of that. So we're good there. But we have the flashing in place. And the first thing I have to do when I'm going to put you on the stand is I have to take my little brush, and I get this stuff from Plasti-Paste. Now this stuff here is it's paste wax. That's what it is. It's paste wax. All right, and I got this at Bitty Mold. Yes, I got this at Bitty Mold, and 2 big cans of it. And I got another can over in my corner over there that I don't use right away. But I've got to paste wax the aluminum shim so the Plasti-Paste doesn't stick to the shim. Chances are it wouldn't, but we're going to go the extra mile and we're going to Plasti-Paste this. And let me put you on the stand. Get on there. Now, I need to go a little higher. Just a little bit. There we go. All right, then I got to put you in a position so you're not. Put the camera in a position so you're not there in the way, and you can see everything that I'm doing. And I didn't put the bright lights on today because let me see, can we see the mixing and everything that I'm doing? It's more important that I do that. Okay. All right, so let's get pasting. Yeah, I just use a chip brush. And we're gonna paste this, just a real light coat. I'm just going to make sure we don't have any. I'm on the right side. Okay. Just to make sure we don't miss anything. Yeah, the side that you do first, it's going to create the wall. We just don't want anything to, we don't want that Plasti-Paste sticking to that aluminum, because that could be a nightmare. And get it down right into the seam. Now where you see the stuff actually separating a little bit. Now I'm putting a little bit where these seams are coming apart a little bit. I'm putting it behind it so it doesn't stick to the other side or seep through. That's the last thing we need. I'm no lefty, but I'm trying not to do this off camera. I want you guys to see what I'm doing here. And I definitely don't want to do it blocking your view. Yeah, it's just time consuming. That's why I didn't video putting the shims on, because it does take a little bit of time to do that. You can pretty much see, and I explained how I did it, and it's not hard, really not hard at all. And the dividing wall is pretty simple and common sense almost. I got to sit down again because I'm going down to the base of this, down on this side, and I want to make sure. I'm sorry I can't show you what I'm doing here. Hold on. I know it's out of camera because I'm on the back side of this. But underneath it here, I have to make damn sure that I've got all the paste wax on there as much as possible. Now you'll see these ears where the silicone key is there. You'll understand what that's for as I start doing this. And Okay, we're done with the paste wax. We're done with the paste wax. I don't like leaving everything sitting around. I put everything back where it belongs while I'm working because it's already chaotic enough. And if you don't constantly clean after yourself, you end up with a day's work of cleaning. And I've already done this where I've cleaned all day long and all week long trying to get this room back to normal. And I definitely don't like it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure out 2 parts. What is sticking? What's up? What's up? Why is it warped? That's really bizarre. So we're going to measure out 2 parts of B. So the question is, how much do I want to make? Or I'm sorry, we're going to put 12 ounces okay, this is what I'll do. 24 ounces of B, and then we're going to make we're going to do 12 ounces because it's 2 parts B, 1 part A. Let me double check that just to make sure we don't need that. Yeah, it would make sense because the liquid isn't going to go as far. See this Plasti-Paste? This is a 2-part. This is a liquid. All right, and it's your hardener. And what that does is it reacts to the paste. And so right here it says 1A, 2B, right there, right on the right there, small print. You guys have to zoom in on that. It's 1A, 2B. All right. So this is B. The paste is the B. This is the A, the liquid. And the first thing I want to do is I need another bucket. We need a bigger bucket to mix this stuff in. And I happen to have some buckets. Clean, new buckets. Big buckets. And it's just easier to mix it in. And this is something you trowel on, you don't brush on. All right, so the first things first. Should I do, I'll do the 24 ounces. 24 ounces of part B first, because it's the hardest part to get in there. The liquid's only 12 ounces, so that's easy. Getting this open sucks. This is, brand new lids, they don't like to open right away. Oh, man, I might be wrong here. Oh, this is coming off easy. I think I cut it. There we go. See that stuff there? That's the paste. Now there's liquids. There's kind of a liquid in there, so I got to mix this up a little good, real good, before I. Man, this stuff's easy. This stuff sucks trying to mix. Really sucks. All right, I'm gonna sit comfortably and do it because it's a job, and you guys can't see what I'm doing, right? Actually, you will in a second. There you go. Don't mind the fat, ugly body. I'm sorry, but I do not want to wreck clothing while messing with this kind of stuff. Not at all. You don't want to wear your best attire, that's for sure, when you start messing around with these chemicals and stuff. This stuff's really awesome, man. This Plasti-Paste, I love it. As far as a nice hard outer shell. I'm also told that some people were using this kind of stuff. I won't say it was this, but it's something like this. I guess I got a message. Somebody's texting me. Okay, this is mixed up pretty good. We're all right now. All right, so let's start shoving this stuff into this bucket. Until I have 24 ounces. I don't know how much wiggle room this stuff has. That's one of the things that I'm kind of a little hesitant with. I don't think I can. I think it has to be pretty accurate. But I don't think it has to be grammed out. In other words, scaled out. I don't think you have to use the scale for this. As long as you get the measurement somewhat right. Pretty close. You want it close. Now I'm filling all the cavities on the. I want to make sure there's no air pockets in here. See what I'm doing? I'm just kind of pushing it around. Imagine it being like super sticky mashed potatoes. And heavy, I'm sorry. The stuff got weight to it. It's not light. This stuff is really heavy. That's one of the reasons why it's so damn hard to mix, because it's got weight to it, and when you're moving it around, it's tough. This stuff's all right, let's see where we're at. We're there, 24 ounces right here. That's where I'm at. Actually, 24 ounces right here. That's where the surface of the plastic is, right there. So, all right, so we got 24 ounces of this. We're going to dump that into this bucket. Really? Do that twice. All right, so best way to do this is just kind of make sure I get everything off the bottom. I'll keep using this cup to mix to measure this out for the sake of. I'm going to have to use a different stick though, because I don't want to use the same stick with the hardener. All right, so before I do that, let's get this stuff down and into the bucket. There we go. And there you go. That's 24 ounces of this Plasti-Paste made by Smooth On. Happens to be one of my favorite companies, but I also like Bitty Mold. Smooth On is just closer to me. I'm in South Jersey, and Smooth On is about the company, actually the place where I'll go pick this stuff up. It's a lot cheaper than having it shipped. And did I put that screwdriver back? Yeah, I did. All right. I want to keep. Oh no. Here's my rubber mallet. Keep that right here. Yeah, we're done with the silicone process. I don't need that. Okay. But I do need a bucket. Yep. This is clean. So, what we need is 12 ounces of, now the outside of this is dirty, but the inside is nice. All right, I see the 12-ounce mark. It says shake well. I got to shake well before I go and do this. So what happens with some of this stuff, it kind of settles to the bottom. You want to make sure that hardener is really shook up pretty good. Okay, I got to punch a hole in that. I got to punch a hole in that. There we go. I knew it would come off. Okay, back down. I'm sore. I don't know what it is today, but I'm really sore. All right, so we don't want to spill anything. There it is. 12 ounces of the hardener. Now we just pour that into here. There's your 12 ounces of the hardener. You're not going to see it, but the mark's on the side of the thing. Now we're going to pour that in here. Let me grab another stick. Need another stick. I'll put that there. All right, we'll put this over here. I need another stick. I need another stick. There's one. Got one. I'm getting messages. That's what you're hearing Is that chiming and I think I can't answer. Hold on, let me see if I can answer some of these messages. Interesting. I don't know who that is. Okay. I'm actually working on it now. Somebody just asked me, did I do anything more? Okay, so let's get this mixed up. This stuff is not easy to mix, but we need it all consistent. Has to be all one. It'll be smoother. Once it's all consistent in one color, and I don't see a lot of that liquid anymore, then we're ready for applying. Scrape the bottom real good. All right, maybe I will use a brush. To get into the corner, I gotta make sure around the edge here is really good. Yeah, that's consistent. That's good enough to. Oop, I'm sorry guys. I'm forgetting that I'm. There we go. Now I'm doing the wall real good first because I want that fairly thick. We're not going all the way up the shim. All right, I gotta get this. can feel the heat. This stuff gets hot. Now this stuff won't stick to this stuff won't stick to the silicone. So there's no release agent needed. I'll show you the wall in a second. Now, stuff doesn't take long to kick. It really doesn't. Ooh, that bucket's hot. I gotta stand. I can't do this sitting down. Gotta get this all out. See, it starts to heat up, and you want it all out, so you can. Once it starts to heat up, it starts to really kick. And you want it all out on your armature. You don't want it heating up in your bucket and then all of a sudden it gets hard. Then you're in trouble. Feel it gumming up. I gotta move. Working time's not great on this stuff. And you notice I'm going around that key. Now I have to make more, but I want to make sure it's all out of this bucket before I do make more. Man, that stuff's heavy. Should have gloves on, dummy. Yeah, this bucket's no good after this. I have to make a small batch up for underneath of here. Now you can layer this stuff so it doesn't. Okay, now this is trash. That bucket is done. But I gotta get this stuff off my hands before it cures. I'll be right back. I want to make sure I put gloves on the next time. Yeah, that bucket's done. Now the next thing I have to do is I'm gonna make a batch up right now. Small batch here, and I'm gonna thicken the wall really thick. I want that wall extra thick. So I have to fix all this underneath of here, and then make this wall real thick. So when you have the other half, you won't have an issue with it. So the first thing I got to do is roughly figure out how much I want to put on there. And I don't want to use as much as I did that time. Nope, don't need that many. I might have to make another trip to Home Depot for the buckets because I'm not going to have enough to do the other side. All right, so we definitely have some cleaning up to do too once this is done. All right, so maybe I'm going to use. Let me shink. Maybe 16 ounces instead of 24 of the paste. I'll do 16. Come on. I really hammered that down, didn't I? Get off of there. Yeah, I'll do, yeah, that's gonna be, that one over there is already, that's hardening up. Yeah. We're okay with that. We don't actually have to wait for that to cure. Do I want to use that much? I need that. I know that wall has to be thick, or else we won't have a strong mold at all. Got to remember, I got both sides to this to do, so I don't want to go and overuse this stuff on one side and then have it shortened on the other side. I don't mind buying more Plasti-Paste because that stuff's fairly cheap. The silicone is the kick-ass thing, man. That's I think I got about a little bit more. Too much. Okay. Yeah, before I do the second half, I'm going to have to go to Home Depot. No doubt. So if this is 16 ounces, we got to go 8 ounces of the liquid. And I'll get this side done. Then we'll let this cure. I need gloves. I'm going to put some gloves on. I don't want to leave. I don't want to do this without gloves. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. Come on, get out of there. I get these chemical gloves because they're just for this, chemicals. You don't want a latex. You don't want anything that's going to melt. God, man, they're tight on my hands. And these are the large. And my hands are pretty skinny. It's not even from fat. Funny, I still got some stuff around my middle, fat, but I'm losing. I got a lot of hanging because I've lost so much weight so rapidly. I've got a lot of dead, flesh. I know maybe most people go, "Oh, you shouldn't." I'm not that vain. We are what we are. We are what we are. And I can't show my body off. I'm not really trying to show my body off. We're just trying to show the work off of what we're doing here. Oh man, don't slosh it around that fast. So, but I refuse to ruin my clothes because of messing with these chemicals, man. It'll destroy your clothes. So you got to wear some really old rags. And I got some rags on. I got raggy shorts on. That's it. I don't put anything on my top because actually I don't have any really raggy shirts that I can man, this stuff kicks fast. Okay, let's get to it. Got to get this area covered first before I pull it out of this bucket and go on the walls. I wish this thing would stop moving around. Okay, let's start working on the walls. Stay still. And this is already kicking. It's getting hot in the bucket. Brutal. Stuff doesn't want to come off the stick real good. Yeah, this is what I was waiting for it to get a little gummier. I can see some thin spots that I want to get. You got to make it thick enough, because if you don't make it thick enough, what will happen? Waste nothing. Okay, this one's done too. Just trying to take some of the jagged edges off, because if I don't get those jagged edges off, it's going to be really sharp to handle. So I'm going to, I'll sand this down a little bit after I'm done. All right, so we gotta let this completely cure. This is part 2. Just making sure there's no air pockets, because that'll just make it more fragile. And the thickness is consistent. Actually, push a little bit of this up here. Now looking on straight on, see how thick that is? The reason why you want it fairly thick is because you're going to be pulling this apart. There we go, I think we're done. And let me take a look. Yeah, that's good. That's a good thickness. Now, it gets thinner as it goes to the top, but the thickness has to be down low. That's where I'm looking at. Down in here, I got plenty of thickness there, so, because a lot of this I'm going to sand off at the very top. All right, once I have the other side done. I have to go to Home Depot to get some more buckets. I'm cleaning up as if you haven't figured it out. What's the point in having gloves if you're not going to make them messy? So I might as well use them. Try to get this stuff off the armature. I don't want the cure on there that thick. Another done deal. So now, sorry for my chest being right in the way. Now that I know exactly how much I put on that side, I put 12. All right, so let me see. Hold on, let me think. I made a 12-ounce or 24-ounce batch and a 16-ounce batch. And that pretty much did the whole one side. 12-ounce batch and a 16-ounce batch. Now when I come back, probably have to wait. I gotta look in the instructions. I forget how many hours. This has to set for some time. When I come back, we peel off the aluminum. All right, and you have that rigid wall, and then I have to paste wax the back side of that wall. All right, I paste wax this side of this plastic wall. All right, and then we start paste waxing the other side, and then wherever it sticks together here, we're going to what am I going to do? Yeah, wherever it sticks together, I'm going to sand this edge down and then pry the whole thing apart. Shouldn't be that hard. I might even stick some aluminum foil on the back side of this, real thin foil. Get this flange out, and then put the foil up and over top. Oop, I'm supposed to touch it. Yeah, see, this is already hardened up right here, right around the ear. This is the last batch. That's hardening up nice. So, yeah, I'll put some tin foil right up against this wall, and then have it hanging over this way. When I put the other stuff on there, there'll be a barrier to keep that from sticking together. That's our biggest enemy, is having these two pieces stick together. That would be a nightmare. So, okay, so this is part 1 of the hard shell. Part 1 of the hard shell. All right, peace, guys. I'll see you on the next video. All right, we're getting there. We are getting there. Part 1 of the hard shell.